Ministry of Tourism has been engaged in a number of stakeholder meetings over the last few weeks. At a press briefing on Monday, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Karen Prevost, commented that following reports of stakeholders stating that they can be ready to accommodate the cruise season within the next 60 days, the Ministry of Tourism has engaged in discussions with major cruise lines.
Our tour operators and service providers have indicated to us that within 60 days that they can be ready to accommodate the cruise sector. And in that regard, we have written to, the minister has written to all of the major cruise lines, indicating that we are in the process of making ourselves ready for January 1st to accommodate cruise lines back to Dominica.
The Permanent Secretary stated that in that regard, the ministry is currently engaged in an aggressive site rehabilitation plan.
We are currently engaged in an aggressive site rehabilitation plan. So by November 1st, we would have completed an assessment of all of our sites and prepared a comprehensive site rehabilitation plan from the Ministry of Tourism. To date, the only sites that we have not fully assessed are the sites in the southeast because of access, but we have visited all of our major ecotourism sites, our community tourism sites, our yachting and other coastal and marine resources. Post our assessment, we have sat with the stakeholders to identify the priority sites. So the Tourism Task Force has actually highlighted to us the sites that they believe would be priority, particularly as it relates to cruise and yachting. And since then, effective November 6th, we have started the rehabilitation of trails, clearing of debris from the beach and other sites.
She highlighted some of the sites cleared with the assistance of foreign partners.
Last week, we visited the Emerald Pool with a Cuban team of 11 chainsaw operators and also a team engaged by the Ministry of Tourism from the Casablanca area. And today, the trail is 80% clear. Actually, there is access restored all the way to the pool. And this is quite an achievement for us because initially when we met, we estimated that it would have taken about 3 weeks to clear the Emerald Pool Trail based on our initial assessment. The first day our staff went out to hike the Emerald Pool post-Maria, it took them 2 hours through the entry trail and the exit trail. And with the plan that we had, our estimated time was 3 weeks for clearance of the trail. With the assistance of the Cubans, and I can say that they are working extremely fast and they've been extremely helpful, we have been able to clear access to the trail, to the Emerald Pool site in 2 days.
The Tourism Permanent Secretary reported that there has been progress done at the Trafalgar Falls.
The Trafalgar Falls trail, we've moved there as of Thursday with the Cuban team and also with a team of chainsaw operators from the Trafalgar area. And the Trafalgar Falls trail, I would say, is about 70% complete in terms of clearance of debris. We were also able to, well, most of our team, walk all the way to the platform, the viewing platform. However, there is a landslide along a certain section of the trail that requires clearance, but as it relates to the debris from trees along the trail, that has been completed by the Cuban team. As is the case with Emerald Pool, we do have a team which is remaining on site to clear the remainder of the debris, and we should see the trail fully cleared with the exception of the area where we have this landslide by the end of today.
There have also been ongoing works at the Botanical Gardens.
As it relates to the Botanical Gardens, as you know, this is under the jurisdiction of forestry, but since it is one of our major sites and attractions, we are working in collaboration with the forestry department. So we have engaged a number of truckers to assist forestry in clearing or removing some of the logs from the gardens, and the team of Cubans will also engage at the Botanical Gardens along with local handymen to clear the gardens. So the work at the Botanical Gardens is ongoing, and that the Ministry of Tourism will continue to provide support for during this week.
Middleham Falls, the Monbruce Lookout, the Syndicate Bird Trail and Spanny Falls are also being cleared. As it relates to Portsmouth, she gave updates on the Portsmouth Beach and Indian River.
The ministry has collaborated with PAYS to continue the cleanup of the Portsmouth Beach. Initially, PAYS had already done most of the cleanup of Purple Turtle along with other stakeholders in this area. We recently had a discussion with PAYS. I believe they began about 2 days ago to clean up the beachfront from the Indian River all the way to the Moroccan Hotel, and that should be taking place. That started on Friday and should be continuing this week. As relates to the Indian River, we have been working along with PRODGA, the Indian River tour guides, and Cobra Tours and the others in that area to clean up the Indian River. That has started and is almost about 80% complete, and we will continue to work with the Indian River tour guides to ensure that the Indian River can be ready for the season. We also have an issue with the Indian River as relates to siltation in the river, and that has created some difficulty for the boats going up the river. So the ministry, even prior to Maria, had planned to do a project at the Indian River for dredging of that project. But we do have to conduct an environmental impact assessment, well, prior to beginning the dredging, so that is ongoing. And as soon as that is complete, then we'll begin the dredging to accommodate the tours of the Indian River.
Reporting for GIS News, Kerdisha St. Louis.